Hello, my name is Chris. You know me by CE Sim Golf in the GSPro world. I design courses, and I'm excited to say I work directly for GSPro, designing official courses for them. Today I'd like to show you one of them. You've probably heard of it. We've done a couple other promo videos and releases, but I want to take a look at it in my sim. I want to do something a little different. Rather than show screenshots and things like that from the design software or from my monitor, I want to show it to you in my sim. I'm going to use only screenshots and video captured on my impact screen. I just got a new one this fall here in Minnesota. It's cold. We're enjoying our indoor golf. I have a little bit of work left to do to make my sim perfect yet. You can see I've got a little side trimming to do yet there, but I've got some new flooring in, and I'm still running the same projector. Absolutely love it. It's the BenQ 936. It's a 4K laser. And it allows me to play pretty much with any kind of ambient light I want, as long as I control the light hitting the screen. So I have good black around it. I don't have any light directly overhead or shining on the screen, but I am using this LED light. I'll show a screenshot. Instead of the classic pin light you see a lot of people use, they use that spotlight. I'm just not really a fan of that light circle on the floor. I want something with a little more dispersion. I want some more brightness in my room, and I can get away with it with the 936. So I'll show you Bootleggers Lair. That is our first official course. I'll talk more about it while I'm showing it to you. And I'll also show you some of the on-screen settings I have on my 936 from BenQ that I feel get the best picture. I think it's probably top of the line projector for Sims right now. So let's take a look. Welcome to Bootleggers Lair. The first thing to know about Bootleggers Learning Preserve is it is a practice facility. It functions as a par 3 course in GSPro, but in reality, it's somewhere you can drop a ball, bring a shag bag, hit any shot you want. The other amazing thing is this is a real world property. This course will exist and is being built by Jackson-Kahn Design right now. It all begins on what they like to call the challenge hole. This is the first tee of the par 3 course, but in reality it's kind of a standalone hole on the property. There's a hitting mat right outside the patio, the deck behind the farmhouse, and this is somewhere to drop a ball, bet your buddies where you can hit it, and make a good shot. This pin in particular is purposefully built for some excitement. Definitely a funnel bowl, and I knew right away I was going to miss that one a couple inches left. There's a secret to getting a hole-in-one there that I'll let you discover. Now, it wouldn't be called the challenge hole unless it was truly difficult. So picking any other pin in practice mode will provide a significant challenge. This is maybe the hardest to the back left location. You also probably get the best view of the entire hole, the barn, and some of the surrounding territory. Being given the opportunity to work with Jackson-Kahn Design and bring their sketches and designs to life in the virtual world was so rewarding. Although there's only a few greens on this property, they have laid it out as 18-hole course to 4 pins in each hole, and the options for gameplay are just endless. It's truly a sandbox of golf creativeness. You play shots from many angles to many different holes and frequently see the same greens from different angles. Now this pin, you thought it was hard from the first challenge spot. This is perhaps the hardest shot on the course. I promised my viewers that this was indeed my first swing at this hole, but I have found myself in those backwoods so many times, and the recovery is nearly impossible. Now, one of the wonderful things about GSPro from a designer's perspective is that we can control the lighting and the way the course is presented, but users can also control this. The L key in-game brings up the lighting menu. Toggling advanced mode or back to standard gives you infinite control on how you want to set up a course. Now, some of the extreme lighting can look wonderful from one way, but poor from another direction, so I do encourage experimentation. Some designers do set up a default, which usually is the way to go, because that's the way they intend their course to be seen. Not every designer will have set that up, and not every lighting from every designer will be great. But I encourage you to experiment and also try the defaults and see how they look. Before we fly around and take a look at the whole property, let's try this as if we were on site. Let's drop a ball with our shag bag by clicking on the ball icon and just anywhere we want, either on the small map or on the big screen. That will transport you there and give you a shot at any pin from any angle. I think everyone would agree that short game and feel shots are the most difficult part about simulator golf, without a true sense of scale. I myself just love practicing these shots in the real world, and I've tried to adopt the same mentality indoors. While you can play practice mode on any course in GSPro, I don't believe there's a better place that exists than this to really work on that short game. Now, if you'll permit me to fly around, hitting the F5 key brings up free flight mode. You then hold down the right mouse button and fly away. Flying can be a little difficult to control, but it's a wonderful way to explore a course and see all the details many of the designers put in. This course in particular is going to have many other features in the future. Let's take a look at some of them now. There's the stumps game, which is hitting wedge shots through incredible locations throughout the property, around trees, over walls, through staircases and flower beds, all that will hopefully be recreated on the actual property. Bootleggers Lair Learning Preserve is so much more than just a golf course. It has creativity and fun everywhere. And I am honestly still shocked at how good it looks on an impact screen, almost identical to the way I designed it. I do have to give credit to the BenQ 936ST for that. I can't think of a better way to look at this course. There are a lot of other videos, and I'll link a couple below, talking about Bootleggers Lair and its history and its property. But I do want to give a quick overview. Bootleggers Lair Learning Preserve is a sustainable farm, totally organic. This place will include more than just golf. There are gardens which you are encouraged to actually eat from while playing if you desire. The entire property is built on a historic farm, and there is so much to do and see here. It was so important to Jackson-Kahn Design when laying out this property in the real world that they respected the history and the entire location. So for us to try to recreate this virtually, we wanted to also include every portion of the property. The barns, the buildings, even the animals. Of course, it's virtually impossible to include everything in a property in the virtual space. But we did our best to bring the spirit and the character and the history of every major portion of this property to life. Because it's such a unique, small venue, with shots coming at multiple greens from multiple angles, it gave us the opportunity, and me as a designer the chance, to really make sure the players saw every detail and every unique portion from many different angles. I'm going to zoom in a little tighter now, and let's take a look at the settings I have on my BenQ 936ST to produce this on my impact screen. The wonderful thing about it is BenQ is very devoted to the golf sim world. It has golf mode for its picture properties, and honestly, it works wonderful out of the box. You can adjust things, and I have tweaked them a little bit. You can follow what I have here for your settings, or I think that you should also experiment to find what you like best. Just know that the options are limitless for the things you can tweak. I also suggest that you get a very high quality impact screen. I have a black curtain behind it, which I'm not convinced is really that important, but might help. And make sure you have good light control. I play with some ambient, but I do make sure no light is directly on my screen. That is what gives me the best view. Now, if you want to see a full review and how I set up this projector and how the things like corner fit, digital shift, and digital zoom really allow you complete flexibility in where you mount and how you display this projector, I definitely suggest you check out this video linked below. I'll hit one last shot for your viewing pleasure because I absolutely love this distance. That was actually my third attempt, so yeah, I'm not perfect either. Last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to pull my camera off of its tripod. I'm going to bring it right up to the screen, just give you a really close-up look of how this is projecting and how it looks on my impact screen, proving that none of this is from my monitor. Yes, a projector can look this good. Anyone who says that 4K doesn't matter is, let's just face it, they haven't experienced it. They probably have not seen what a 4K laser projector can do for your golf sim experience. It's another expensive piece to the puzzle, but worth it. Thank you for taking a look at Bootleggers with me. I'm excited to be working with GSPro now. Still loving my BenQ 936. Stay tuned. I'm going to try and do some more play videos, especially with the new courses that I'll be releasing for GSPro, but also highlighting some of the other wonderful designers and just how good their courses can look in my setup. Thanks for joining me.